capture your views, you just click capture view on this um, main navigation in the left of the main navigation. So when you click capture view, the next thing is you pick the scheme: private life, NHS, FHS, or NYC. So let's just pick NYC for the purpose of this training. So immediately pick NYC. So next is fill in information that are necessary. So under enrollee information field, unique ID system generated, so you don't need to fill this in, just leave this empty. Claim sum number, you can also leave this empty. So policy number is also the same, like in under authorization code, you put in the policy number of the client. So in case of NYC, put in the NHS number of the copper. So enrollee verification code, this verification code is in case of private lives, so you can leave this empty. So name of enrollee, fill this in. Under enrollee company, pick Zuma Health Trust. Put in the age and also the sex. So next field is provider information. So this provider information field is optional. You can leave this empty, or you can fill this with necessary information if you want to. Name of doctor, area of specialization, ID number, date signed. With a specialist, name of specialist, area of specialization, specialist phone number, and also the date signed. The date signed is the date that the doctor or the specialist attended to the enrollee or client or patient. So next is treatment details. Treatment details field. So under treatment details field, date of service is mandatory. Date of service is the date that the enrollee was attended to. So you put in the date the enrollee was attended to. So date of admission and date of discharge are only mandatory in a case where the person was admitted in the hospital. So if the person is admitted, you can leave date of admission and date of discharge empty. So you fill in your diagnosis. So next, the authorization code that was given to you for the service, you fill in this in. So it's very very important to note that if you pick NYC, the only kind of claims or you'll be able to capture are NYC claims. So it's important to note that if you want to capture another scheme, you come to the top and also change that. So you put in the authorization code of the that was given to you, that was approved or sent to you for that enrollee. Then you fill this in. Next, you go to service information. Under service information is where all the investigations and drugs and services are under. So most of the NHS services are already on the portal. All you need to just type it, then the initial or part of the service, and you just select the drop down and you pick it. So let's just use, for example, consultation. Let's just pick initial consultation, specialist initial consultation. Select it. So what it does is that it also generates the rate, and this rate is the NHS tariff rate. So it follows the tariff. So it puts in the numbers. When you pick the service, it puts in the price. So all you need to do is just put in, fill in the duration, the amount of times the person saw the specialist. So if it's once, you just put in 1. It auto multiplies the duration times the rate to give you the amount, and you can just add. So depending on the service, let's check a couple of tests. So you can see classifications. So you just select. So if for any reason it looks like the service investigation you're trying to input for that particular area looks like it's not on the portal, you can manually input it. All you need to do is just type the name of the service, but you have to press the enter key. Then difference is you have to manually put in the rate yourself. Important to note, you have to put in the duration. So like I said before, to auto multiply the duration times the rate, and you just add. So you now realize you've done this, you want to go to the next thing, but you realize you made a mistake and you want to edit. You can simply just click edit to come up, make necessary corrections you want to make, just click update. Or you realize that you're never supposed to put that particular service in the first place, you can just simply remove. So after you do that, you now want to impute the drugs. So it's the same thing for the drugs. Most of the NHS drugs are already on the portal. So to put in the, you just input the details, part of the details. After you put in part of the details, you just select the drop down, select the particular one you want. You do that, and you just put in the unit also. So it's also very important to note that, okay, let me put something so that for clarity. So for example, the person came to the hospital for it was someone was given to the person. So and was administered to the person. The price of paracetamol on NHS is 3. So for example, the person was given paracetamol, um, and he was given it for 3 days, and for each of the 3 days he takes 6. So on that unit you put the total number of units you put. For that case it would be 18 you put, and you add it. So for all the other drugs, same way, just input them, click it in the drop down, rate will automatically fill itself. Just put the unit, so it multiplies it and rate, so you get the amount, and you add. Then if for any service or drug that's not on the portal, you can manually add it, just fill it in, but the difference is that you have to put in the dosage and the strength, and you have to manually input the unit and also put the rate. So if you have any other corrections, you can remove or you can edit. So the next field is the additional information field. So for example, you can put in necessary information, other information about the enrollee or the client under remark. So for example, in case of NYC coppers, you can put the phone number of the copper under remark. If there's any other additional information concerning the patient's service that was done, a drug that was administered, you can put it under remark. So and next is attachment. It's important to note that, for example, for scans, you will need to attach the scans. For example, you do an X-ray, you need to attach the file to the bill. If you do a CT scan, same thing, you have to do that. So in any case, if you do a service, or yes, that would need additional proof, you just attach the file to it. So once you're done, you just can kindly click save. Once you click save, it will save the information that you've captured. So one advantage of the portal is that it automatically batches the bills together, so you don't have to wait for the end of the month before you start capturing your bills. You can capture it like on a day-to-day basis. So after you attend to enrolling, you're done with all the information, you can just capture the release information. What the system does is that it batches all the bills together based on the scheme, and based on the month. So that's all you need to do. So once you keep saving, at the end of the month you cannot be able to send. So you just keep capturing based on the amount of release or the number of release that you have. So after you've captured all your bills for that month, at the end of the month you can just simply come to view bills. So very important to note, when you come under view bills, the very first thing you should do is under bill type, you select the scheme, either NHS, FHS, or NYC, depending on the bill that you're capturing. So if it was NYC, pick NYC. It show you all the NYC bills that have been captured. So for example, you captured a bill, you've already saved it, and you realize that you made some mistakes and you want to make a correction. All you simply need to just click this highlighted blue side. Click it. This pop-up will come, but just simply click ignore and edit. It will load the bill again, and you can just make your necessary corrections, necessary adjustments that you want to make, and just save again. So it's save to go back under view. So you also realize, for example, you've captured the bill and you saved, but you just want to delete. You can just simply scroll to the bottom and just scroll to the right of the screen, and you can simply delete. So when you're done with all the information and you're sure you're done, you can just click submit bills. So like I said, it batches bills based on the scheme and based on the month. So it has already picked, and you've already picked NYC. The next thing is to pick the month. So you pick the month of encounter, or the encounter period you want to send. If it's August, it will match all the amount of bills that were captured in August together, and also put in the total amount. Then you can just kindly click submit. When you click submit, it submit the bill to us on our side and we get it. So you can also be able to check the bills that you submitted under submitted bills. So under submitted bills, you'll be able to see the bill that you sent for your bill to be processed. So you see the which provider is us. You see the claims period, the batch, the number of bills that were captured, the total amount, the date it was delivered. Then another very important thing to note is that you can be able to monitor the status of your bills. You'll be able to know immediately you submit your bills. You can be able to monitor what your bill is, if your bill has been vetted, if your bill is still in the process of being vetted, if it's been vetted. Then immediately it's also payment has been made. You will also see it at this side. So you can also be able to track your bills without having to call us or without having to reach out to us. So another thing is that you can also view the breakdown of the bill. You can also see you can see the breakdown. So you can see the why this bill was paid, or this particular amount was paid for this particular bill. So you can expand, see the information under. You can also view breakdown, show you all the information. So it's also very important to note, like I said earlier, that under settings that you should fill in your email, putting your email address is under settings, so that when payment is made, the payment advice will automatically sent to your email address. So this is about all you can do on the portal. This is dashboard. You can capture your bills. You go through that, view bills, submitted bills, capitation list. So you can also be able to check